celebrate, a pregnant chick tolerant left mere moments after I walked away too. I'll work security for you next time you're in Jersey. Well, yeah, it happened. So, all right, how do I explain this? So we do the show. Starts about 10 minutes late. An ideal comedy show is about 90 minutes. I was like, okay, I don't want us to go more than 2 hours. So I
Yeah.
believe the show ended probably around probably what 10:50. This happened I think around 10:15, 10:30 because we all came out into the hallway. As Keanu knows, I like to talk to people for like 2 hours after the show.
And I don't mind either, but if you
Gregarious,
give everyone
sociable.
at least 30.
2 hours after the
And
show.
I don't mind either, but if you give everyone at least 30 minutes, so it can take a while. So, right.
And
It's winding down, I suppose.
so, but we were talking to friends that we've actually known for a while. It was Dawn and
Yeah.
Emer. We during the pandemic we had secret shows at their house.
Dope, dope.
They used to live in like upstate New York. They've since moved out to like way out in Pennsylvania. So they made a big trip to come out. They brought their like whole family. So we're talking to
Dope,
them.
dope.
There maybe their two sons and a friend of theirs as well, so that's
Yeah.
5, 6 people.
And so you're there with Gino, and there were these two girls from Philly that we were talking to. And I remember the crowd work I did with them while I was on stage. I was like, oh, wow, you're from Philly and you're not on tranquilizers. Like, that's just what I think of now. When I think of Philly, I think of trank and all the horrible drugs that are around in that, I guess, whatever it is, the Kensington area of Philly. And they were just having a great time. And there's probably what, 10, 15 people
I'd
in
say
this
it's the
area.
last 10, 15 people. Yes, me, Gino,
And then-
talking to
yeah.
Donnie, Emer, and that family. You were talking to those two very sweet brunette girls, and then I'm not sure if Spiridon was downstairs or up there, but I can't quite remember. But it might have been, and then a few other people.
Yes. And also, yeah, Frank's dad was there. And
Yes.
And like Micro Melly, the owner, he was walking around, and the staff is fantastic. I love
them.
Dope, dope.
I feel like we're there every 6 months.
That is
They're really
good.
one of my all-time favorite clubs. Great people, like excellent food and cocktails. So I
They
started
are
laughing.
nothing but nice, lovely. And I will tell you the one other person that was there, standing there, I believe, it was that gentleman that came in
Late.
10 minutes, very late. So, more than
Yeah, then there was a guy who came in, I guess, 20 minutes before the show ended, which occasionally happens. There'll be a fan who completely bungles the time. They'll show up super, super late,
Wow.
or who knows, someone could miss a bus or miss a ride. And
Yeah.
for a while, people were suspect of him because he had a backpack and he had his hand in his pocket. Like,
Yeah.
people weren't getting the greatest vibe from him.
Yeah.
I was
They kind
standing there with the owner and Vinny, and
They had bad
your
feelings
father-in-law gave up.
about that guy.
play, or who knows, someone could miss a bus or miss a ride. And for a while, people were suspect of him because he had a backpack and he had his hand in his pocket. Like, people weren't getting the greatest vibe from him.
I was
He's-
standing there with the
They thought that he was up to no good. Yeah. What they said, what they thought was correct. What they thought was right.
For a while, people were
Crazy.
suspect of him because he had a backpack and he had his hand in his pocket. Like, people weren't getting the greatest vibe from him.
I was standing there with the owner and Vinny, and your father-in-law gave up.
Play, or who knows, someone could miss a bus or miss a ride. And for a while, people were suspect of him because he had a backpack and he had his hand in his pocket. Like, people weren't getting the greatest vibe from him.
Bad vibes.
I was standing there with the owner and Vinny, and your father-in-law gave up. It was a seat. It wasn't even a seat at the table. It was a seat just by the door. And Frank's dad said that he looked sick or something, and he
Wow.
came in with a backpack and hands in his pockets, and we were the owner and the other staff member had eyes on him because we was like, this is weird,
Yeah.
right? He was
Yeah.
really odd the whole time. So Yeah.
And then I start laughing at something, and then I start coughing.
Wow.
And then I keep coughing, and I have this water next to me, and I keep drinking water, and I go, why am
Yeah.
I having this embarrassing coughing fit?
Yeah.
Like, and then I was like, is something maybe burning in the
Crazy.
kitchen? And then I kind of, the green room, and it's like, is it maybe coming from the green room? Is that connected to the kitchen? And then I keep coughing, and I just feel like kind of just embarrassed. I'm like, what's wrong with me? And then I see other people are starting to cough too, and it's
Wow.
just like, it really
Sad,
was the
crazy,
weirdest thing. I
crazy.
have never experienced anything like it. We're all coughing again. I didn't see any smoke. I didn't really like, other than maybe a faint burning smell. I didn't
Yeah.
really smell anything. Didn't see any smoke. Didn't see anyone do anything or throw anything or run away. And then all of a sudden, a lot of us are coughing, and
Wild.
what the fuck? And then suddenly,
Yeah.
Yanu, you were just like, you need to get the fuck out of here.
I'm coughing. This has
Wow.
happened to me before.
Wow.
So I immediately knew what was going on because I'm coughing. I'm talking to Don and Emer, and Gino's there. I'm coughing. Gino had walked away a little bit at this point, from what I remember. I'm coughing, and my eyes, and I knew immediately what it was because this happened to me in a gay club in 2014. where they
Craziness.
Just sprayed a bunch of mace into the air, and you look around and everyone's coughing. So
Wow.
I dart out because I'm a little spooked after my shooting, but I'm like, Chrissie, I felt like Secret Service. I'm like, you need to get out of here now.
Yeah.
Darting downstairs, and I'm saying,
I didn't even grab my sweater. I like took my sweater off. I'm in a sleeveless, like very thin dress, and leggings and boots. I mean, I just run out with no coat. But I also was like
ran out
hot.
with no coat, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, get Chrissie down here, like right now, because I'm thinking she's pregnant. In my brain,
Yeah.
I know since it had happened to me before. I'm like, I don't think it's going to hurt her, but she's pregnant. And
Yeah.
we're hacking, coughing, and half my face was numb.
Wow.
Like for 20 minutes after. It was very odd.
Crazy,
And
wild.
you don't know. I don't know if it's exactly what I had experienced before, but she's pregnant.
Yeah.
Let's move her on out to
Yes,
fresh air.
yes.
And
Salute to
that
Keanu
moment,
Oh,
for-
I'm leaving all my shirt.
Caring. Yes.
coughing. And half
What
my face
befell
was numb,
Keanu
like, for
at the
20
gay
minutes
club
after. It was very
was execrable, terrible, detestable, despicable, odious, to be reviled, what befell Chrissie, what befell the good people at that comedy show in New Jersey, what befell those people was execrable, to be execrated,
I'm like, I don't think it's going to hurt her, but she's pregnant.
Not
And,
laudable.
Yeah, we're
Not
hacking,
laudable.
coughing,
Not
and half my face
laudable.
was numb. Like for 20 minutes after, it was. I'm like, I don't think it's going to hurt her, but she's pregnant. And yeah, we're hacking, coughing, and half my face was numb. Like for 20 minutes after, it
Wow.
was very odd. And you don't know. I don't know if it's exactly what I had experienced before, but she's pregnant.
Yeah.
Let's move her on out to fresh air.
Yes,
And
yes.
That
And then I'm
Yes.
like, oh, I'm leaving all my shirts. Like,
Big ups to Keanu. Facts.